What's going on, everybody? We are the Card Casuals. I'm Mike.
I'm Justin.
And in this episode, we are reacting to episode 4 of the Boston Breaches series, Into the Breach. If you haven't already checked out episodes 1, 2, or 3, we're going to have those in the description link there. So be sure to check those out. Be sure to like and subscribe on this video, as well as in the comments, leave any suggestions for other videos that you'd like us to react to. All right, let's get into it.
Let's do it, guys. Hope you guys enjoy.
Pretty good in the qualifiers. Started a little bit shaky with Toronto, but I think he came out with a win there. But
set the fucking tone, baby. Yeah.
So I already paused 14 seconds in. But this is this is a roster after Major 2 that we had for a while. A while in air quotes in terms of Call of Duty.
Right. So if you didn't see it in the last episode, go check that out to see how we ended up here.
Exactly.
But this was the roster they rode with to the end, right?
No, I can't.
Not all the way. No.
Oh, no, I'm joking. No.
Dude, that's how we get.
Dude,
Dude,
that's literally...
Mike and I were just having a conversation before this about a guy that was trash talking to me. I'm Nero right now.
Yeah.
After winning,
talking
right into my camera.
Smack talking.
I'm just in world star. You're terrible.
His teammates are going to go for the strike through the middle of the map. Scrap is able to take down Beans. Nasty and Paul X combine for 3. London, they find the break. The game's about to be over.
I understand red. You can one here, son. Here's one bullet. Right in the rest over. Come on, guys. One.
but it was pretty good overall. A little slip with the Florida. I think maybe not complacency, but a little bit maybe overconfidence.
Yeah, that's one front. You can go back. I'm going storage. I'm going back there. Sometime. Side door. I'm just contesting. They win you. Yeah. Oh shit. I can't even get there. I can't get there either. What the fuck? These guys are just fucking best. What the fuck? I don't know. It just felt so shit.
So we're disrespecting teams. But we've talked about this. That can't happen.
So how many times do we have to lose against a shit team to realise they shoot back, they're professional players, they get paid good salaries, they scream the same amount of times as us? How many times does it have to happen?
I love that.
That's like the best advice you could give
to anyone that's competitive, because it's very true. You can't go into like any competition expecting to win, because like, for example, for this, like these players, Florida has known to be a bottom tier team, but it doesn't matter. Like they're pros. Dude, they can turn up anytime.
And it's for these people too. Like you see these I'll be blunt, these morons online who are like, oh dude, like the top 250 like league players or whatever, they can go and beat some of these pro teams. No. That's disrespecting them. Like, yeah, they may be on the bottom end of the pro teams, but these guys are still unreal compared to like top AMs and just average players.
There's a reason why they're pros.
Exactly.
And yeah, like you said, I remember watching this with you, and we were like, I can't believe we just lost to Florida. And I'm sure that's how Dens and Zed and everyone there felt, because we all know that our statistically on paper and our level of talent, we should have like smoked them realistically, right? But you can't go into a match expecting, all right, let's lay off the gas, right? Because it's happened to us before. We're up 2-0. These guys are shit, and then we lay off the gas, and they win 3 in a row.
Exactly, and then you get reverse swept.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. The team's progression in Major 3 or Stage 3 was pretty good for the qualifiers. Obviously, 4-1 is what every team is like. I mean, you're trying to go for 5-0, but 4-1 definitely we felt in a good spot. We had a hiccup along the way, but I think it was a much needed roadblock or hurdle to overcome. Too overconfident in our own individual play, so it was definitely a kick up the arse. There's points where you want to drill them and make sure, like, hey, like this is unacceptable, not good enough. I think that was a point where we didn't have to say too much for the players to realize that, hey, that's another 10 points down the drain. That's the perfect road gone.
Like somebody should have been playing back attach rock, like back of the map to secure like everything. But like we tried pushing out both sides of the map and we all died. But it's all good. Let's start the S&D.
Not really sure what happened against Florida. Don't know if we like underestimated them, came out a bit flat, maybe a little bit too cocky, but lesson learned, and hopefully going forward like that doesn't happen again. Translated scrims to the matches pretty well. Not out of the ordinary though. We've always been pretty good in our online matches, so it was just all eyes on the land.
Dude, we got to go here one day. One point.
To Arlington?
We have to go here.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
to this esports stadium.
That's a punch from my.
Jesus Christ.
Just chew it.
Dude, Raising Cane's fire. I
Godlike.
love Raising Cane's.
Oh,
Love
yeah.
Raising Cane's.
It's so good.
I wish we had one like closer to here.
No, you got greasy hands, bro.
This hand.
No, it's not, you liar. Dude, stop.
Like, I feel what you're trying to say because you're not blocking. Like, you're not blocking Q1. So you just go
No, but as in, like, I thought they'd already be running up orange here, so I was gonna go AC and then like pop the.
Your Call of Duty Dream Team. There's 3 rules. 1, you can't pick yourself, obviously. 2, you can't pick teammates.
No, he doesn't.
And 3, once one of you picks a player,
Yo,
they will for the rest of the time.
Yo, 3 rookie.
Why do you laugh at
Jesus.
Josh, that's how you.
Not having it.
I was in broken behind you. I was like, yo, Michael, why picking for you guys? And then you turned around and killed me. I was like, dude.
Because I knew I was too quiet, bro.
Hey, change that fucking name, bro.
You liked it. You know what? OpTic Texas taking on.
Yeah, dude, that's the craziest name ever.
Welcome to the main stage, your Boston Breeze.
I thought Nero had dreads there for a
the
second.
fans are crazy. Like they're so loud, but like
what?
For me personally, like I've always been booed, so like it doesn't affect me at all.
Okay, yeah. So for some reason, like Boston, they're a very hated team. I mean, like I'm happy that boos or cheers, whatever. But Boston's always been like a villain to like
Comes to
other
the
sports
territory.
too. Yeah.
We're
I mean, at
used
least
to
to
it.
this though. Yeah, we are used to it.
So like them being loud and booing, like it doesn't really do anything to me.
Obviously, playing the home team first round, you pretty much never want to do that no matter what, because obviously they have more at stake. So they try to push themselves to win the series for their home crowd.
You've seen what confidence does in Call of Duty, like getting loud, like when you seen us win the first map and Ben was like talking shit to the crowd and stuff like that. Like you just know, like when that happens, like it's like, yeah, we got it.
An OpTic home series is one that comes around not very often, so there's a lot of fans, especially a lot of OpTic fans. Just go with the moment, play how we know we play, and it worked out. So.
Search game.
I'm gonna pause here. I thought this major was the major because Boston beat OpTic at their home major, knocked them straight to losers, and I was like, oh man, like they're setting themselves up perfectly.
Right, that was like the immediate hurdle. It was like what we saw in Major 2, like when they had to go and face FaZe as their first person.
Yeah.
It's like if they can get through this, then the road that they're going to face afterwards will be nowhere near as bad.
Exactly, yeah.
And they did that convincingly, that 3-0.
They did, yeah. And this was Beans' first, LAN experience as a professional player.
Yeah.
So coming out like that against OpTic crowd, yeah, that was good.
When you're on a run like that, just tell me what you're feeling and what's going through your head.
After every round, I just kept opening the scoreboard, seeing a couple of tables had gone up again. I just thought, I don't know what's going on here. But, like, that's not traditionally like a really good map of mine. I don't know, in the moment, played it out, worked perfectly. Went to round 11. If we would have lost it, I would have killed them a lot. But I mean, look, we won it. So
Yeah, I read that shit over there. Well, I had 6 fucking kills, man. What the boy?
The future.
Another silly one.
I've said this before in like a couple other interviews, but I feel like they're just more of a team now. You know, he brings a bit of banter. You know, keeps the guys on their toes, throws jokes around. The guys throw jokes back. And I don't know if that's like a cultural thing. I don't know if Europeans are just that way.
that's King Boo, whatever his name is, the big purple thing, the pink thing. You'll know who I'm talking about. Yeah, Boo. This is innocent Boo. Yeah, from Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. This is what you want. Unbelievable, bro.
I saw this and I was like, "There's no way."
Yeah.
There was a guy in the crowd that did the same exact thing.
Yeah.
At this the OpTic major.
It was brutal.
It might get my hands on you. Fucking hell. Look, boys, you look slim today.
Wow.
That's fucked.
You look tall.
That's fucked.
You're in this room, mate. This is you. Yeah. Hey. Right. Look at there was actually proud of it.
Austin, you have the higher seed. Are you electing A or B?
You're a teammate. Take Fortress.
Copy. Fortress. Austin, your side choice.
You're asking players what map they want to play. Tweakers. No, that's how you win. That's how you win.
No, that's how you keep mental.
Teach what map you want to play. What is it? Hotel or
Embassy.
Embassy. Map 1? No, S&D, map 5.
Map 5.
Your pick? Hotel or Embassy? Yeah. Well, it's not, I'm asking you. Yeah. Oh, you guys are going to pick Embassy. Really? Yeah. Why is that? 100%. Yeah. Really, why? Because they like hotel. Hotel. Oh, shit. I don't know shit. We'll find hotel control. Really?
I love that they still have a really good connection with like Tej.
Yeah, me too.
Even though he's not on Boston anymore.
Yeah, and we see it too with like a lot of these. I mean, dude, realizing now, like hindsight, how many roster changes Boston went through. It's cool knowing that these guys, like, they've all stayed tight throughout it, no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. And hopefully we see that going into this year too.
Yeah, fingers crossed, right?
No.
Yeah, the Toronto series was a difficult one. We did get, as COD people would say, Nesloed. So we lost 2-3-5. Always a bit of a dagger because we're a good respawn team. We won both hard points. I thought with our recent Game 5 ice, that, coming down to Game 5, I was thinking, I'm definitely a lot more confident than I was before.
We've got.
So what Denz was talking about, right? So this year, I don't know how many
too many to
Game
count.
5s we lost, and
Too
then
many.
Beans came in and we won around 11.
Yeah, and that was all that they needed to actually like get the ball rolling, and get that confidence back that he was talking about.
Yeah, there are a lot of 3-2s that we lost.
Oh my god,
a lot of them.
Yeah, so many series that could have gone our way.
Mm-hmm.
Rookies, though, on both sides of this stage. Who's better today? That is going to be the question. Please allow me to introduce our first team to the stage. Texas, make some noise for Boston.
Against Toronto, the hard points were obviously super close. I think we ended up clutching up both of the hard points. Second map, I mean, it doesn't get much closer than that. The 5-4 round, Joe's in 1v2 and just like it's a second away, not even a second from winning the map, and then maybe a different series.
2 versus 1. Awakening still has Daddy Pop, 30 to go. He's got Daddy Pop, and he makes this.
Oh, I remember this.
No! Now it's a one-on-one, able to back away. Oh my God, big wakey, baby!
Honestly, we won the first map, and that second map was Albagger S&D, and we were up like 5-2 or 5-3. And I was in the 1v2 versus Kleenex and someone else, and like, if I won that round, we probably win the series because I don't see us getting reverse swept. But I was like a millisecond away from killing Kleenex off the bomb. Yeah, I think if I win that 1v2 on the S&D, like the series is different. Like we just don't. I don't think we're getting reverse swept.
Hop right on the bomb now. He's gonna get right on it. Is he going to check in time? Did he get it? Did he get it? Oh, the defuse came in. He got it. He got the defuse. Oh doing it. Nero last alive. It's looking like a 1-1.
I hate to re-see this, man.
It was a bit disappointing in our second map. I believe it was Fortress. Nevertheless, we were playing the first half of the map really well, and we got like a good 4-1 lead. We kind of pivoted and changed what was working for us, and then we fell short. Yeah, I think after the 2-on-2 series, we pretty much went back into our lounge play area, practice area, right then and there. What happened in that game?
Florida. Somebody else needs to cross into the side to beat him. They just need to run into it and have a trophy. Someone else needs to cross to the side to beat him. Let me play the back and get a free fucking pick open. If I play the back stairs and someone crosses the bottom and they're eventually going to chow, let me play the pick open.
I mean, we played Vegas the night before, yeah, and that was, you know, we rolled them. So the loss to Toronto wasn't as bad because we played Vegas, rolled them really quick. It was a really good series from us. So that we got a little bit of confidence back.
Reese, we'll see if he can manage to find a two-piece. That's going to be one. This other one would be huge.
Beautiful.
Whistle it, able to get Fiend's weak and take down Nero. They take the first bump and look at Vivid.
Oh, Vivid able to strike for two. Clay instantly. The team on his back, and it looks like he'll crumble.
Dude, this roster, I will say, you and I talked about it all the time. There was so much potential with this roster. We saw those like glimpses of they could win,
right?
And then they just make a few mistakes, and when you make those tiny mistakes against really, really top 3 teams, you're gonna lose.
Yeah, you pay for it every time.
But they kept coming so close with this roster. This roster was so good.
Yeah, I mean, I would say this was like the roster that had the most potential to pull off a championship, because this was the most complete one that they had. Like, obviously at the very end when they brought in Snoopy, like, he's an amazing player, but it was just like literally the last second they brought him in,
Yeah.
This
And
team, like you said, with those game 5s, dude, there were so many, It was just like right at the end they could have done it.
Yeah, and that's just how this year went for Boston fans. It was just tough.
That's how it goes, though.
Yep.
You have to be able to take them off this point. That's another 2 dead in the feed. Second segment already done.
Oh, no.
It might be done all right now.
It might be, and that's going to do it, Boston.
GG's.
Any major takeaways from you throughout the series?
Honestly, I think that was just team diff. I think we're just better than them, and it showed right there. They're bread and butter map too, but didn't look very bread and butter like to me.
Oh, I like that. I like that from Reese. I know they're playing Vegas, but you look how this team's performing, and they're stomping them.
Yeah.
All the talent's there.
Yeah, and this was like a pretty solid. I think this was the main. Vegas stuck together like with this roster, right? This was Teach, Clay, Temp, and who was on the team at this time? I think it may have been what's the guy's name? With the pillow. What was his name? No.
Prelude.
Was it Prelude, or did they have what's his name in?
Real was in Vanguard, or Too Real. Too
Real
in Vanguard.
No, he
He's
played in
Vanguard.
this. He played in
Did he?
on this. Yeah, he played on this team. He was part of that team when. Check.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah.
Wow, I completely forgot about this guy because they had Prelude.
Yeah, I think he played like only for a little bit. He was on the team when they had that insane comeback for his 100 Thieves. Or LA Thieves, that's to say.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, dude, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
oh wait, yeah.
This
I
roster,
remember.
dude. All these rosters, it's so much to keep track of.
Yeah, no, right? They had they had Prelude going into the beginning, and then brought Too Real back, and then they got rid of Too Real for Standy.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's right.
So many roster changes.
Yeah, it's just
I only keep up with Boston.
Yeah, right.
You ate him up, dude. Well played.
I think we kind of just need to take one game at a time, and that we can beat anybody that's in front of us as long as we just play our game and don't make too many mistakes and capitalize on their mistakes.
But then going into the Sunday, obviously OpTic were on a serious heater. They were like on a mad losers bracket run. They were just almost like a perfect weekend for everything going their way. So they were playing some good cards.
I mean, obviously we were confident we just beat Vegas. We beat them before, but I mean, playing a team twice isn't easy. And I think after we beat them, they actually they went over shit and they made their columns better. And it was a completely different team pretty much than what we played the first day.
It is a rematch now. Well, let's get it going. Let's meet our teams First and foremost, the villains, Boston Breach, trying to make the run, OpTic Texas.
Beat them obviously early in the tournament, but they came out guns blazing. The hardpoint bagger probably one of our strong points, and we're always comfortable to fall back on that. And now we're just winning gunfight after gunfight after gunfight.
They're in a good spot. 44 points to their name.
Yeah, this was OpTic's like huge map too. Like they were also known as being demons on this map.
Yeah, and dude, this entire year, I know I felt that anytime, obviously OpTic's big, but anytime we played OpTic this year, it was just like they were our kryptonite for whatever reason. We were right there. We can beat OpTic. Obviously at this major we did. We knocked them out, and Boston put themselves in a really good situation to capitalize. But then now they're playing them again, and you have to replicate that, and we'll see how it works out. We know what happens.
They make the run.
Lighting up the main stage and King. Oh my goodness me!
Just a breather here for Boston, but Shotty's not slowing down. He's going straight for it, looking for Nero's got him. Look for the second. Snake's going to fall eventually. The death is going to be his. Fourth is okay. It's not where we want to be, and not where we should be. I think based off practice and stuff. So, and even during the event, there was loads of love. Everyone was being really kind and stuff. Breach fans, OpTic fans, everyone. So I mean, yeah, it was really nice. Thanks for all the kind messages, and it was great meeting everyone. And hopefully we can see everyone at Major 5.
Although we didn't win, I hope they don't get complacent with like a top 4 finish. I hope the top 4 really motivates them that, hey, we can actually win this. I always say, when you make a Sunday, anything can happen. I think first and fourth on a Sunday, not much separates them teams. All eyes forward, and hopefully a championship not so far away.
Oh, come on.
Hey, buddy.
And that's roster number 3.
Yeah, there you go.
Lost
right,
another year.
Yeah, dude. Again, it's hard keeping up with all these changes. It's more like knowing the timeline with these two.
Mm-hmm.
That's the big thing. Now, I like that episode. It was good. That was a really tough major for us. Like watching that go down. I mean, obviously the Boston one was just as heartbreaking, but that one, because beating OpTic at Arlington, like that was like the biggest mountain that they could have climbed as a team.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they were able to do it, we were so hyped. We were like, dude, they've got this. They can easily do this.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna see our first grand finals appearance, and then, of course, it didn't pan out that way.
I know that's how it was this year. We got over that hump. Like game 1, you play OpTic in their hometown, like obviously, right? And they did it. And then we match up against them again later on, and we just couldn't replicate it. But no, this
That's the way it goes.
Yeah. So obviously this was the original roster going into Major 3 was Beans, Awakening, Vivid, and Nero. And as you saw at the end there, Breach revealed that they're benching Vivid for Kremp, who is from the Boston Breach Academy team, who also came up. He played with Beans for a little bit, I believe. So
yeah, I think so. He was on that team with Doug.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so obviously, like Boston's very, they want to win. They're going to make changes necessary, and I completely agree with that. I know. Again, you guys know I'm a very big Vivid fan, and this one like hurt. I was like, oh man, I can't believe like they had to bench Vivid.
Yeah, this was a tough one.
Yeah, again, you don't have much time in between majors to prep and get ready, and if one team doesn't work, like I completely understand why they brought Kremp on, because if you looked at his stats in challengers, they're insane. They're really, really good.
Yeah, he was frying in challengers. And like you said, I mean, this is they're coming down to the end of the year here where they don't have a lot of time. So they're really just trying to make any moves that they can to hopefully move the needle closer towards trying to get a championship. And yeah, we'll have to wait till the next episode to see how it pans out.
Yeah, we're going into episode 5.
So yeah, so we hope that you guys enjoyed checking out episode 4. Again, if you have not checked out the first 3, those are going to be in the description below. So be sure to check those out as well. We also will have our socials that are for our podcast that we kind of do as our main thing. So anchor.fm/codcasual. So check out our podcast there as well. And yeah, we hope you enjoyed. Again, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. And we'll see you in the next one. Take it easy, everybody.